Sweden, known for its peace, faced tragedy on February 4, 2025. A mass shooting at Campus Risbergska in Örebro shook the nation. Örebro, 200 kilometers west of Stockholm, became a scene of violence. Gunfire erupted, shattering the day's tranquility. Students and staff were left in terror. The gunmen fired indiscriminately. Witnesses described chaos and panic. Gunshots echoed, leaving death and injury. First responders confronted a horrific sight. The extent of the carnage was clear. At least 10 people, including the shooter, were confirmed dead. The injured were transported to hospitals. The attack sent shockwaves through Sweden. Even peaceful nations can face sudden violence. Örebro began the painful process of healing. The news of the Örebro shooting sent shockwaves throughout Sweden, prompting an outpouring of grief and condolences. Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson addressed the nation, his voice heavy with sorrow, as he called it the worst mass shooting in Swedish history. He expressed his deepest sympathies to the victims' families and vowed to bring the perpetrator to justice. Justice Minister Gunnar Strömmer echoed the Prime Minister's sentiments, stating that the event shakes the entire society to its core. He assured the public that law enforcement agencies were working tirelessly to investigate the shooting and determine the motive behind this senseless act. The tragedy in Örebro resonated far beyond Sweden's borders, drawing expressions of sympathy and support from the international community. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen offered her condolences, saying, "My thoughts are with the victims, their families, and the people of Sweden on this dark day." Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen also expressed her sorrow, stating, "We stand in solidarity with our Swedish friends during this difficult time." The outpouring of support from global leaders underscored the shared sense of shock and grief over the senseless loss of life in Örebro. Campus Risbergska, the site of the horrific shooting, is an adult education center that caters to a diverse student body. The school offers a variety of courses, including Swedish language classes for immigrants, vocational training programs, and general adult education. It had been a place of learning and opportunity, where individuals came to better their lives. The peace and normalcy of Campus Risbergska were shattered by the violence that unfolded within its walls. Lena Warenmark, a teacher at the school, recounted the terrifying moments as the shooting began. "I heard what sounded like firecrackers at first," she said, her voice trembling. "Then I realized it was gunshots. I heard maybe 10 shots in total. It was chaos. People were screaming and running for their lives." Andreas Sundling, a student at the school, described his experience sheltering in a classroom with fellow classmates. "We heard 3 loud bangs and then people started screaming," he said. "We didn't know what was happening, but we knew it was bad. We barricaded the door with desks and chairs and waited for the police to arrive." The witnesses' accounts paint a harrowing picture of the terror and confusion that gripped the school during the attack. The shooting has left a deep scar on the Campus Risbergska community, as students, teachers, and staff grapple with the trauma of that day. As investigators work to piece together the events leading up to the shooting, the question that weighs heavily on everyone's minds is, why? What drove the gunman to commit such a horrific act of violence at Campus Risbergska? As of now, authorities have not released any information about a possible motive. The shooter, who was found dead at the scene, has not been publicly identified. Preliminary investigations reveal that he acted alone, and had no prior criminal record or known connections to extremist groups. The lack of a clear motive has only deepened the mystery surrounding the shooting. Swedish authorities are conducting a thorough investigation, meticulously combing through evidence from the crime scene, interviewing witnesses, and analyzing any potential digital footprint left by the shooter. They are determined to uncover any information that could shed light on the motive behind this senseless tragedy. The search for answers continues, as the community of Örebro and the nation of Sweden try to come to terms with the devastating loss of life. The impact of the shooting will be felt for years to come, as the community works to heal and rebuild from this unimaginable tragedy.